Hey, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here with me and you're going to be watching this video that will show you exactly how to use the hierarchy of power to successfully book minimum 8 pre-qualified rent-to-rent viewings every month. And that's even if you tried other things, something didn't work, or you're starting from scratch. That does not really matter, because what I'm about to show you in the next 10 to 12 minutes will completely blow your mind. And when you implement it straight away, I guarantee next month will be much better than it was previously. Just one thing before I go ahead, I want to make sure that you understand that I'm not disrespectful. I'm not viewing straight into the camera. I'm watching the screen, so I'm not disrespecting you. I just want to focus on providing you with the best top-notch quality content that will make a massive difference in your rent-to-rent business. So I hope you're on the same page with me. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it. I want to make it the most precious 10 minutes of your life. And once you do it, trust me, it will be. So let's go straight in. The number one skill to mastering rent-to-rent is, well, I'll give you 3 seconds to figure out what would be the top-notch skill, the most important skill in your life in order to be successful in rent-to-rent. I'm sure right now you have a guess, maybe even need the right guess, but I can definitely say from my experience and experience from my clients, the number one important skill is communication. Communication is the mother of other skills, and it has a massive impact on other skills. Old research shows that you only have 7 seconds to grab somebody's attention, and if you fail to do so, you have already lost them. The reality is that times are different now, and everything is faster, quicker, like social media, Facebook, YouTube. Everything is happening so quickly. So now the attention retention has actually dropped. So the latest research shows that now you only have 1.7 seconds. 1.7 seconds to gain your audience's attention. That just means that if you're not using the right methods and you're not using the right skills to communicate effectively with the people that you reach out to, then you will lose them. That means that your conversion rates will be low. That means that you will struggle to grow your business, because there won't be simply any business to come into you. And that's the bottom line, unfortunately. However, stats don't lie. I want to show you some stats, and I want to show you some numbers to back up what I'm actually saying. Did you know that 86% of new rent-to-rent startups fail to secure their first deal inside 6 months? 6 months without a deal, that's absolute madness. And those people will be facing a lot of rejection. They will be experiencing poor viewings quality. They will have lack of confidence. They will naturally procrastinate, and they will suffer of imposter syndrome. Now, these are just a few of those points that are obviously negative, but there are many more. The bottom line is, if we don't secure business in 6 months, then the reality is that you're going to have to wrap the business up, because the business does not generate any income. You just need to shut the business down. All of this can be eliminated, or at least reduced significantly, by mastering good communication practices. Okay? I hope you're getting excited about this, because although I already know this subject and I think I'm pretty good at it, I'm still getting excited because I know it helps my students every day, and I know it will help you as well. Let's move forward then. Where is the actual problem? Let's explore that. Poor communication appears as a consequence of the following. It's either what we say and how we say it, or how we approach our landlords or agents. These 2 points basically are the most critical points when it comes to your communication skills. In this video, we are going to focus on how we approach our landlords and agents. We're not going to be talking about what we say and how we say this. It's another portion of for another video. Today, it's a quick fix that you can utilize in order to improve your communication skills, just like that. So please stay with me, because it's going to blow you away. Hey there, I'm getting inquiries from people asking for help with their rent-to-rent business in order to start or grow it to 6 figures in profit. The best way to get hold of me is to text me on 075 22 571 026. That's 075 22 571 026. I will get back to you as soon as I can, and I'll help you with whatever you need. Now let's get back to the video. So what is the hierarchy of power? When I did my multiple training with other property educators, I learned many ways of communicating with my prospect audience, but I was never told what actually works and what doesn't. I didn't know, and it took me months of figuring out which strategies work better over the others. And then this one thing itself made a massive difference in my own rent-to-rent business and makes a huge difference in my students' companies. And now I'm going to share this with you. Implement it instantly and watch how 8 quality rent-to-rent viewings actually become easy to book. Sorry for the little spelling mistake there. It should be become, not becomes. But hey ho, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as you get the content of this video. And that's what I'm hoping you're going to get. So how would you like to have at least 8 quality rent-to-rent viewings, at least 8 rent-to-rent viewings in a single month? And how many of these would you need in order to scale and grow your business at the pace you would like to see? I'm pretty sure for vast majority of people, 8 qualified rent-to-rent viewings every month would mean a good progress, because from those 8, at least 1 or 2 offers will get accepted easily. If your conversion rates are better, it could be even more than that. So I think a lot of people would be happy with it. Let's move forward then. What is the hierarchy of power? I'll explain that in this slide, and we're going to start with the least effective to the most effective. So the first one is a letter or a message. I know there are people telling you to send letters, to send a lot of messages on different portals, and the reality is that everything that's written has got a very low retention rate. It's these days, everything that's written does not bring people's attention, and as a consequence, the response is not that great. I don't like the first method at all, if you're asking me. Let's move to the next one. Cold call. So the cold call is when you pick up the phone to somebody who you never spoke to before and you're trying to get something of them, right? Whether that's going to be a viewing, whether that's going to be something different. Whatever you try to get, this is a cold call because you're calling them for the first time. Now, cold call is already much better than a letter or a message, because you speak to people, because they can already hear you. They know you're a real person. They understand what you're trying to say, what you're trying to get. However, a lot of elements are missing from cold calls, and for that reason, it's still not the best point of getting to people and getting their attention. The next point down is a follow-up call. Now, a follow-up call, of course, will be a consequence of either sending a message or a letter or of a cold call, right? Because once you created this relationship, you created this communication with this person, then in the agreed period of time, you can follow up with them. But when you follow up and they recognize who's speaking, of course, it's down to you to make sure that they remember you, and it's down to you to bring up the previous conversation. They understand who they talk to, and it's not a cold conversation anymore. It's a warmer type of conversation. And when it's warmer, it's much better. It's much easier to get somewhere with this particular person, because you simply don't start from scratch. You already have built something before with that person. So follow-up call is already a great place to be at. And this is where we're starting to get the right communication over to other people. But then the best form of communication, I'll give you again a couple of seconds just to figure this out. What would be better than a follow-up call? Drum rolls. That's it. It's a face-to-face meeting. I cannot stress this enough, how important it actually is to meet people face-to-face, especially when we don't have a pandemic like a COVID, right? So we can meet people face-to-face. So everything that we do here should lead to our face-to-face meetings. And then you're going to be very happy about your business. Your business will be growing, because from face-to-face meetings, this is where you can actually either meet people during viewings. This is where you can meet them at the cafe, meet them in the office. Does not matter. This is the platform. This is the place where you can actually show them your values, your strengths, what you're made of. You can shake their hand, look them in the eye, because this what builds a trust, and this is where the business is made really. So if I was to give you a practical advice, I would reduce your letters and messages to absolute minimum and start focusing on calling people and having more follow-up calls in order to lead to more meetings. Now, of course, sometimes a cold call will lead straight to a face-to-face meeting, and that's great because this is where you can really fast pace the building of the communication, the relationships that you can build. This will make a huge difference. So if you're aware of it, if you're conscious of this, eliminate the methods that you're using that are not working, implement the methods that are working, and I guarantee if you do this, securing 2 viewings a week will become not hard and not difficult at all. Now you need to understand your conversion rates in order to understand how many calls you need to make in order to book a certain number of viewings. But if you apply this, your conversion rate will naturally grow. So essentially it means that you don't have to make as many connections as you did have to before, and then it will become nice, easy, and your confidence will grow with it as well, because people will naturally want to do business with you. So I hope that makes sense, and if it does, implement this and I guarantee you will win the prize of the year for the best rent-to-rent business, because you simply win a lot rent-to-rent business, right? So what to expect? You can do nothing and expect nothing. Makes sense? Does that sound fair? Or you can implement it straight away and see the results. Enhanced conversion rates, more pre-qualified rent-to-rent viewings, more rent-to-rent deals, more revenue. And what's most important, more upcoming business with less effort. When you build those relationships, when you communicate with people in the right way and you build this relationship, that communication is ongoing between you and other people, then guess what? In the future, you won't even have to reach out and find those deals, find those contacts, because those contacts that you already know, who you made connections with, they will be contacting you and they will be offering you some opportunities. This is the position I'm at. A lot of my students are at the same position. This is where you will be if you implement this one strategy itself. Just make sure you implement it from today, and I guarantee it will be a massive success for you. And from poor communicator, you will become a master communicator. Happy, happy, happy. That's where I want you to be. So please implement this and you will be extremely happy guy or girl. Thank you for watching. Now, I know that you hear this all the time, but I'm doing this and other videos to help more people, okay? Now, please, I want you to subscribe to my channel and share this with people who can really benefit of this content, because this will actually help me to grow my channel, to provide you with more tips, tricks, and training about rent-to-rent, property, and business mindset. So please don't just skip this right now. Please click something and help me to grow my channel if I help you to grow your rent-to-rent business. I hope that sounds fair to you. I hope you have a fantastic, phenomenal day and fantastic, phenomenal rent-to-rent business.